Among the various environments a volunteer test subject might work testing hardware were aircraft dubbed vomit comets. The aircraft are flown in sweeping arcs which result in several seconds of weightlessness. Depending on the flight pattern, weightlessness may last anywhere from 25 to 40 seconds. NASA had also developed a method to expose human test subjects to increased gravity loads. To do so, the volunteer test subject would ride aboard a giant centrifuge. The centrifuge was equipped with a 4,000 horsepower electric motor capable of spinning a crew inside a 3-ton spherical gondola at the end of a 50-foot arm. Astronauts use terms like sadistic and torture chamber to describe the experience of taking a ride on the centrifuge. Here, volunteer test subject Tom Wilks recounts his experience aboard the centrifuge.
They'd run you up on the centrifuge, start out at half a G, 1.5, 2, and they'd accelerate it up. Each day, they would give you each test, they would give you a higher, and finally, when you start tunnel visioning, that's it, you don't want to go any further. Well, in my case, and several of us, we got up to where getting over 4, you're starting to feel it pretty good in your legs and ankles, and you learn how to combat these G-forces. And that's grunt breathing and tightening your abdominal muscles. This whole process to keep this pooling of blood down in your legs and feet. You get up to 4.5 or 5. Most of us started tunnel vision, and even a couple passed out. Because if it went from tunnel vision to blackout, you don't really feel it or anything. You can still hear, but your vision goes pretty quickly. I did 10 runs in one day, starting at 2.5 Gs. And after 10 runs, Dr. LaPena stopped it. I hadn't tunnel visioned or anything yet, but it's really hard on you, and you're just wiped out at the end of the day after a test. 10 of those. So a couple of days passed, and then the next one they're going to run up. They run it up to 5.25. I was still doing okay. Not many went past 5. My next test, my run was for 5.5 Gs. As it approached 5, you can really start feeling it in your legs and ankles. I'm talking about real pain. Then they keep you there for 20 seconds, and that's a long 20 seconds. Finally, after a few seconds, my tunnel vision came in, and then everything went completely black, almost within a second or two. So they immediately start slowing down and stopping the centrifuge, and that was my tolerance.
Next, volunteer test subject Jim LeBlanc describes a test he participated in aboard the centrifuge for the Apollo program.
I rode the centrifuge for some Apollo command module abort test, which included spikes up to 9 Gs. And during these tests, we had to verify we could reach critical control panel switches under these various G loads. They established a profile that they had demonstrated an unmanned mode of a command module being ejected off of the top of the vehicle if they had an emergency on the pad. So they set up the profile, got suited up in a spacesuit, and I sat in the centrifuge and started it up and went around and established the profile. If the crew was sitting on the pad, there would be just 1 G on their backs. If they had to abort, the rocket tower attached to the command module would lift them up off of the vehicle, and then the tower would come off of the vehicle. They would parachute to the ground. During that activity, the G level increases as they start up and reaches a peak of 9 Gs, and then trails back off to 1 G. So it's 1 G up to 9 Gs and back to 1 G.